Happy Sunday Fun Day, replay watchers. See if we can get some people to pop on while I talk about what to do with this. Hey Renee. Girl, I am worn out. Hey Heather. Alright y'all, how's your day going? I worked, that's what I always do. Hey Crystal, hey lady. All my friends on here, y'all. I gotta mind my P's and Q's. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, today has been crazy. And I know I say that every time, but I had this moment where, okay, first of all, I worked yesterday. I got off and I went out with a friend to hang out. Okay, at like 9:45, I'm yawning. I was home by, I don't know, 10:20, 10:30. Crashed. And then this morning I had that moment because I knew I had to get up, you know, because I had to be at work. And I had that moment where I'm like, oh, I feel like I've slept longer than I should, but my alarm hadn't gone off. Lean over, mashed the button on my phone, dead. So I plugged it in, but it wasn't plugged into the wall. So then I had that moment of panic. So I'm running through the house. I knock over a candle. I step on the glass with the heel of my foot. And you know that instinct where you step on something on the floor, like a crumb or something, and you rub across the top of your foot? So then I'm bleeding to death and thinking I'm going to have to call, I don't know, an ambulance to come get me and I'm going to miss work or something. But I slapped some One Drop Wonder on there. We're good. I'm alive. I didn't bleed out. I kind of wish I would have had that excuse to call into work, but whatever. So I hope you guys had a, hey Kim, hey Wendy, hey Sandra. Okay, y'all, so we're going to talk about, and it's going to be quick because, I mean, I know I kind of look like death. I kind of feel like death, and it's past my bedtime already. So we're going to do this quick. I want to talk to you guys about, because I'm not going to lie, our foundation is amazing, but it took me a minute to get to use it because it's different than anything you've probably ever used. So I was like, what am I doing wrong? It looks so flawless on everybody else. You know, and my skin, I have bigger pores. I have, you know, wisdom lines or whatever you want to call them. So I'm like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? So it took me some time playing with it. But I've played with it enough that I'm confident in, you know, what I got going on. So I want to share a couple of tips with you guys tonight. And also I have hooded lids. So, you know, sometimes I'm like, I'm slapping eyeshadow on there. I got my eye like this. It's looking good. And then I open my eye and it's like, where did my daggum eyeshadow go? Because I know I just put it on and I know it was looking good. And it's just not showing because I have hooded lids. So there are crazy, extensive, complicated techniques for all of that stuff. I'm not going to do that for you tonight because quite honestly I don't know how to do it. I just know the easy peasy way. So that's what I'm going to do. I will say that your skin needs to be balanced and healthy if you want any makeup to do what it's supposed to. If you want it to look good, your skin needs to be healthy. It needs to be balanced, and that's just a fact. And the way to do that is with good skincare, obviously. I would recommend natural skincare with no harmful chemicals because, I mean, do you really want to put that in your body if it's got nasty stuff in it? So I've already put on my Sotox, my One Drop Wonder, my Skin Therapist, and my Must Do. And I know that sounds like a lot, but literally it's like, you know, you put it on really fast. So my skin is ready, and, you know, I'm tired. I worked all day, and then I had the whole almost bleeding to death thing. So, you know, it's important to get my skin to a place where I can apply this stuff. So I'm going to put on my first base primer. A primer's key. I've said this before, even if you're not going to wear makeup for the day, slap a primer on. Within a few minutes, when it starts to dry, you're going to feel your face firm, tighten. It's just going to give you that healthy glow, and it's a great feeling. I mean, it feels pretty fantastic in addition to looking good. So there we go. I'm real mad about my candle I broke, y'all. It was one of my favorites. Okay, so I wet my blender full, or I dampen it. I wet it, squeeze it out, so it's you know, really soft and squishy, but it is moist right now. And then with our foundation, and I'm not even going to use concealer or anything tonight, y'all. So this is Gina Beige. That's my color until I get in the sun, which who knows when I'll have time to do that because I work 47 hours a day. So I just twist, and then I start applying. And I know you're like, well, that's how everybody does it, dummy. So, like, what's the difference for the mature skin? But what I've noticed is, you know, it kind of settles in. I feel like it, not that it looks cakey, but in essence it kind of does, because my texture is uneven, because I have the wrinkles. I have the pores, which are improving, but till I get them there, you know. So what I do is I just apply just like anybody else would. I get kind of a good layer on there. And then I take, y'all, this stuff is, not that one, this one. This stuff is the magic right here. And it's a setting spray. And it's for after you've done it. But if you apply this while you are applying your foundation, you're going to see a huge difference. I promise. It's going to make it look more like your skin. It's almost like it just merges it with your skin. So I typically just dab at first and get it on there. And then I spray my finishing spray, because it's setting it. And it's going to help with like your lids. It's going to help, you know, when you go to put your eyeshadow on, it's going to help all that. I typically do that. Spray it once, start dabbing again. And I don't know if you can see with this lighting, my texture, the appearance of my texture, because obviously the texture's still there. It's just under what I'm doing. It's starting to look natural. It's starting to look even, smooth even. Alright, so who can top my story of almost killing myself with a candle this morning? Who else had something exciting happen today? Can y'all see the difference it makes with spraying that spray versus where it was when it started? And since you are setting it, the next step, it's going to look like it would, you know, kind of wipe it off. But because I've already started applying what I need to set it, hey Heather, I love you, girl. So I'm going to spray again, because you can't get enough of the 10 years younger finishing spray, because I'm about to be 20 years younger because I've sprayed it twice, okay? And then when I put on all of it and spray again, that's going to be 30 years younger. I don't know if it works like that, but we're going to pretend like it does. And then I'm going to, and I know everybody teaches you to dab, okay? With mature skin, you still want to smooth it out. So once I spray it the second time, I dab and rub. Not rub hard, just rub enough to wipe off any excess, really smooth it down in those uneven places. And I promise you, if you do this, you're going to master that foundation, which some of it is still available, by the way, which I'm floored that it did not sell out, because we've been waiting on that stuff a long time. Okay, so while I have my blender full with some makeup and some of the spray on it, I'm going to go in with my powder to set it. And I want to continue to use what I'm working with the spray to set that powder, because I don't want it settling in either. So at this point you can even, and I'm just dabbing in there, I'm not really rubbing because I don't want it caked up, so I'm just kind of dabbing in there with the powder. And you really want to concentrate across your lid, because that's where you're going to be applying your shadow. And if you have hooded lids or aging skin, it's a problem to keep it out of those creases. This will help tremendously. So after I've done that, I come in with a powder brush, and this is a crappy powder brush. I'm waiting on my good one. But I just want to kind of fill in anywhere that I may have missed, and this is going to help really continue to smooth down that foundation into the places to make it actually appear part of your skin and not so much makeup-y, if that makes sense. Makeup-y. Is that a word? Tony, I was going to check on you today. I saw you needed one, and I was trying to think if my dad had one, but I remember a lot of stuff growing up. I don't remember a jackhammer, so I don't know that he had that. Wendy, it works. It took me a minute because I kept going, why is mine, I mean, I like the coverage, but why is mine not that flawless finish? So I'm telling you, that makes all the difference in the world. That 10 years younger setting spray is unbelievable. So I don't know if you can see, it's not cakey. It looks very, the coverage is unbelievable when you do it this way. And if you don't need to do it this way because your skin is just perfect, little canvas that's all smooth, then good for you. But I probably don't like you a lot right now. Okay, so we have tons of blush options. One of my favorites, and I go back to it because you can use it as a shadow, you can use it as a lip color, and obviously a blush, is the number 3 Possible. It's this one right here, and I'm going to show you. I'm just going to put some on my hand to show you. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's a really pretty color, but it has some gold shimmer in it when you wet it. So I'm going to use my Blenderful since it's wet so that you can see, and I'm going to rub it right beside it. It's the exact same color, and I don't know if y'all are going to be able to see with this lighting. I don't know if you can see the difference when you wet it, which is this one here. It just has more of a gold. It's the exact same color, but it's just a really shimmery. I think you can see it better that way. So it changes the color of it. So you can do a full face with that color if you wanted to. And wet part of it, not wet part of it, mix it with Must Do. And so it's not going to look so much like a monotone, monochrome, whatever you want to call it, look. Because it changes depending on what you do to it. Oh, you're welcome, Tony. Renee, I was putting the powder on, just adding a little bit of extra powder with the brush just to really set everything in. Okay, so I'm going to do this Possible because I just love it. Because everything's possible. It's possible I'm going to look 30 years younger when I get done. Not likely, but possible. I just really like this color because it's peachy but pinky, but I mean it's just really, really, it makes me happy. We're just gonna say that and be done with it. It makes me happy. This color. And y'all know I don't know about you jawbone and you fit. I don't know about all that. I just slap it on a good day. Some days I don't even do that. I'm gonna tone it down a little with my brush. And then I'm going to use the Onyx palette. Ooh, what's going on with my phone? That was fun. That kind of sums up my day right there. Okay. It's the Possible, the number 3 Possible, Renee. And it's number 3. Yes, it is good stuff. Because like I said, you can put it on your lip. Oh my gosh, I did my niece's practically her whole face with it. And it was beautiful. Because she's young, she didn't need much. And it just gives you such a fresh glow. Perfect for spring. I mean, I'd probably do it year-round because, like I said, it makes me happy. That little gold shimmer in there. So, okay. So, this is the Onyx palette. So, I have every color I need here, basically, to do whatever I want to do. So, I'm going to take this lighter color. And I'm not going to use multiple colors. And I'm not going to get real technical or fancy because I told y'all I wouldn't. And I don't know how anyway. I'd be lying. And y'all would know because my mama always said when I lie, it's obvious. My voice gets all pitchy and high. And my eyes go all up. I tell on myself every time. I couldn't lie when I was a girl and I can't do it now. So I'm just going to cover the lid with this shimmery color in the Onyx palette. This palette is still available, by the way, if you're curious. And this is going to help set the color. It's just going to help set the shadow because I've already primed my eye with the primer and the setting spray and all that good stuff, the powder. This Dome blending brush, this thing right here, and I knew nothing about makeup. I still don't know a whole lot, enough to get me in trouble probably. I used to do kind of hard. You don't need to. You do it really soft and it just blends it so nicely. But I'm going to come in here and I'm going to kind of, I know I said I wasn't going to use a whole lot of colors. I'm actually going to use this whole palette, but for different stuff. So I'm going to come in here and just tap here and tap here. And like I said, there are some really complex ways to do hooded eyes. Ain't nobody got time for all that. I mean, some people do, but I don't. Or patience, because I'd need medication. But the key, if you want, you know, we're used to going right here in this crease. And y'all can see that pigment and it's going to take a minute to tone it down, but I promise I will. I'm going to come back in here with some of this lighter. But with a hooded eye, you can see, like you can see it because I'm looking down, but if I'm looking up, where did it go? I know I just put it on there and y'all saw it because it's thick. So the key with the hooded eye, if you just want a simple look, you don't want to put a lot of time into it, but you want that dimension, you want to make it look like you got something going on, you got to come just a little bit above where you would normally come. And I'm going to tap this out because I done got way too much because I forget I'm using some good stuff and that pigment is crazy town. So I'm going to come back in here and I'm just going to blend around, but I'm going outside of what I normally would do because I don't want it to disappear when I close that big fat hooded lid I got going on. I'm going to get them cut out one day, y'all. Probably not because I don't like needles or blood or any of that stuff. But I have thought about it for about 2 seconds. And I know that looks crazy. We're going to tone it down. Then I'm going to go over here on the other side. And you can see the difference because I'm going to do like start out here with where it would normally go. Oh, Margaret, that's funny. I won't tell girl. I'll try to keep it quiet so they don't know. Because my big mouth will get you in trouble and give you away that you're trying to sneak at work and watch. So you can see this is where people with normal lids kind of go. But you see when I look up, it disappears. So if you go a little bit above, you can see that kind of, you don't really notice that it's hooded. So if you go just a little bit above, that's the easiest cheat to me to get around hooded lids. Good gracious, I'm putting that on thick. What happens when you work all day and then you go eat the buffet because you got no willpower and food is life. Oh, did I just say eat buffet and I just told on myself and y'all know I'm trying to be on a diet? Pretend I didn't say that. Okay, so I'm going to come back in here with this lighter color and tone it all down, especially here because I really want that to pop. Something's beeping, y'all. I don't know what it is. They coming to take me away. Oh, it stopped. Maybe it was just the voices in my head. Probably. This light's making that look kind of purpley, but it's not. It's like pretty grays and silvers. Okay, and as y'all see, when I look dead on, I don't look like I have hooded lids, but I do. Like a lot of hooded going on up in here, like hoods on top of hoods. I'm gonna come in here and clean up whatever I may have spilled all over my face. That's one of the reasons you do your foundation last, so you can get all those little dusties. Also, if you tap your brush before you do it, that'll help. That Onyx palette, oh my God. Hey, Amber K. Who's excited it's Sunday and we get to go back to work tomorrow? Amber, I know you are because you've been missing me all weekend. You're like, oh, it's just not the same without Darcy. You live for the week, girl. I know you do. Kim, I'm not right. And I don't think there's anything that can be done about it, to be honest with you. I mean, everybody just have to take medication. I don't think there is any medication that can help me. Okay, another thing that I love, and I'm going to use the liner. I'm not going to use a liner. I'm going to use Shadow 2 line. And again, you can see no hooding. I mean, it's there, but that's an illusion that it's not hooded. Okay, so this brush right here, I want to say this brush is like, I don't know, 14 bucks or something. It is the best 14 bucks I could have ever spent because it's for brows, it's for liner, to fill in your brows, and I'm going to show you another use for it actually in just a minute. So I'm going to come in here with my Onyx palette again. Actually, you know what, I'm going to do my brows first because that'll be a lighter color. And I am going to spritz it with the 10 Years Younger spray, the same thing I did my foundation with. And y'all don't have to use this dark color. I just wanted to use the Onyx palette because I hadn't had it that long. So obviously you don't have to be like, okay, well, have I got to put that kind of darkness on if I'm trying to get rid of my hooded lids? You don't. You can use a lighter color. But the trick is to go above where you would normally put it so that you can see it once it sinks in and the hood drops. Okay, so I sprayed my finishing spray. I'm going to go in with Taupe for the Best because I got a lot of gappy holes and bald spots and whatever going on in my eyebrows, but I don't want them to be real dark. I love the look, but I feel like I'm too old to really do a really nice, pretty brow. But this thing right here, this brush is so precise. It's so thin. It's thinner. The bristles are just, they're perfect. So it's thinner than any other brush I've ever used. So I'm just going to tap in here. There's something going on. And I don't know if you can see that little line. That's how precise this brush is. And I'm sorry to get my grill all up in the thing, but I just want y'all to see how precise. I just did one little line there. That's how precise this brush is because it's the bomb. I mean, it might be the mother of all bombs. I think they were wrong when they thought they had that one figured out. I think this is the mother of all bombs. And y'all, I don't usually do anything to my brows. They get neglected. Poor things. It's like probably worse than my children feel neglected sometimes. You know, those spoiled children sometimes just swear they're neglected. What you gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna go in with the other side, and I'm not gonna spray again because I still feel like I have enough on here. And I'm just filling in, and like I said, I did a light color because I don't want like super dramatic look because it's just not me. And I don't think I can control it if I go slapping some dark color in there because I don't know what I'm doing anyway. But I will say, if you know how to do brows and that's your thing, you need this brush. Renee, you don't do your brows? Is that what you're saying? Oh, she don't have the Onyx. Renee, I know you're fair. Thank you, Kim. Renee, I'm telling you, this palette, you saw I put too much on because it's so pigmented. I'm telling you, with your fair skin, it would be gorgeous. It is very classy, Heather. And you can do dramatic, you can do smoky eye or whatever. Oh, and do y'all know about the cheat with the smoky eye? That if you do like a hashtag right here with your shadow and then just blend it, that's the lazy girl smoky eye. Okay, so I'm going to use a makeup cloth to wipe off the shadow that I just put on this makeup cloth. This thing is so nourishing. If you use it to wipe off your face, your makeup, it's going to take everything off. And it's going to leave your face feeling very nourished. It's unreal. Some people use it in conjunction with the other skincare. I mean, they use it as part of their nightly routine because it just feels so nourishing. Heather, you're pretty with or without the Onyx palette, but I'm with you, girl. That Onyx palette. Okay, so I've got my brush clean. I'm going to spray the 10 Years Younger again. Here we go. And I'm going to use this black in the Onyx palette as my liner. And that's what I love about these products and like the brushes. You can just do whatever you want to do. Do whatever you feel. So, I might have got too much of that. But I have my black. And again, I wish you could see how just, So see, I'm lining it with eyeshadow and my brush because this brush is live. Renee, I got a list of my own too. By the time I get it all, I'll be needing to like replan what I've used. Okay, so I've got the top line, and I'm just going to come really lightly underneath. If y'all have never tried to use your phone as a mirror while talking to people and forgetting that it is in fact your phone and not a mirror while you're all up in it, you should do it. Everybody should do it at least once in their life. Okay, so liner from eyeshadow with this amazing brush, all with the same palette. The only thing I used differently was the color for my eyebrows. And if you don't do your eyebrows, you don't have to worry about that anyway. Because I'm sure most of y'all don't have bald spots in your eyebrows. God, how'd that happen? Okay, mascara. And then I'm going to show you one more use for that brush. That amazing brush. And this is the Perfect Mascara, which I know everybody's waiting on pins and needles to come back in stock, and it will be back in stock. And this stuff is amazing. It has fibers in it, but it's just one step. You don't have to fool with all that multi-step nonsense. I know y'all like that. I mean, how could you not? Okay, how many people watching have... Heather, you don't have this brush? We can't be friends, girl. Hey, Crystal. We can't be friends, Heather. I'm going to call you and fuss at you when I get off. You just wait a minute. Something going on my phone. This mascara, and when I do the Must Do and the One Drop Wonder, I really rub it in to my eye area because I want all this taken care of. But I swear, it nourishes your eyelashes. It like makes them grow, because I've never really had eyelashes. They must be at the same place that the bald spot hair or whatever went from my eyebrows. But now that I've been using these products, I definitely do. So, I'm cleaning off my brush again. Again, I'm going to wipe my lips off too. I think I got some Must Do or something on them, because they're feeling good. Okay, so we're going to spray this again. I'm going to use this as a lip liner using shadow. So, you can do your brows, you can do your liner, and you can lip line too with this sucker. Okay? So, I want like a really neutral kind of nude color. So I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use Blush Hour, because I think the coral of the story might be just a tad bit darker. They didn't have it, Heather. They're out of this brush. Oh no, I will drive to New York and get me some, because if I ever lose this thing, I'm coming in and out. What about now? Can y'all see me? Yes, no? Alright, well, I'm just going to keep on. Okay, so I'm using... You can see me, Renee? Okay. Heather says I'm coming in and out. Maybe you just had enough of me, Heather, and you needed a break. That's what it is. Okay, so again, I sprayed with the 10 Years Younger finishing spray on my brush that's supposed to be used for brows, that I also use for eyeliner, that I'm now going to use for lip liner. And I'm going to line my lips. And I used a really nude color because I don't want like crazy whatever color, because my eyes are so dark, so I want to do something toned down for my lips. See how precise that brush is? And y'all know one of my favorite tricks is to line the outer edge more. So I'm going to do that, and I'm probably going to come in and wipe what I did here. because if you want your lips to look fuller, you, that's my last name, haha, did that on purpose, not really. But if you want your lips to look fuller, if you line the outer edges and then come in, it's kind of an ombre effect, but it does make your lips look fuller in kind of 3D. So it's another trick. But this brush, I just want to use it just to use it all the time, all day, every day. So I'm going to do this a little bit backwards because I just want to show you again the look that I did in another video, because I did like all different lip looks. Because when you get picked on about your lips when you're a little girl, you get conscious of it and you try to come up with ways to, I don't know, control them or something. So I'm going to come in here with a gloss first, Faith. It's one of my favorites because it's not too pink, kind of has an earthy tone, kind of has a purpley tone, and everybody needs Faith in their life. Lord knows I've needed it lately. Really not lately, pretty much every day of my life since the beginning of time. But anyway, so Faith. It complements the liner that I just made out of eyeshadow. So you can see when you do that, it's just going to kind of make your lips kind of 3D. And then I know you put gloss on top of lipstick, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to come in here with this not telling, because, you know, we talked earlier about how I can't lie. So if I want to get away with something, I just need to not tell. Because if I try to lie about it, y'all going to know every time. So not telling, it's the nude color in our Perfect lipsticks. This lipstick feels like chapstick. It is amazing. It's pretty enduring too. It's not one of the enduring lip colors that has the matte finish, but this lipstick stays on really nicely and your lips will feel nourished while you got it on. And I know you're supposed to, I'm doing it in reverse, but I'm going to do it anyway because I just make my own rules. And this is not one that comes in with the Onyx collection. There are some lipsticks for the Onyx collection, but they're darker. And to me, if I'm going to use a really dark shadow, I want to come in with like a lighter lip color. So I lined my lips with the brush. I lined my eyes with the brush. I filled in my eyebrows with the brush. It's amazing. But again, we're going to reiterate, hooded lids. If you go where normal people get to go with like the not hooded lids that are not blessed with hooded lids, when you look up, it's going to go away. When your eyes are level, it's going to go away. If you go above that normal line, that natural line, I guess you would say, you're going to offset those hooded lids. So, oh yeah, Heather, not telling it's my go-to pretty much every day. I like it. It's natural and nude and it's just, I don't know. I'll change it like 50 times a day. I'm really lying because I never know what personality is going to be front and center, and they just pop out randomly at all times of the day. And so I just have to go with whichever one is presenting itself. But again, the 10 Years Younger finishing spray with the foundation, spray, blot, and then just kind of smooth down. You're going to see it. You're going to love the foundation. You're going to learn to master it. And, you know, I'm going to be honest. It took me a minute because you have to find what works for your skin. And not everybody's skin's the same. And because I do have textured skin, I had to figure out how to apply it to my textured skin. I mean, you know, and I was like, I'm doing something wrong. I'm doing something wrong. Spray this while you're doing it. And I promise you, you will see. And people will notice. Because when I started doing that, people were like, wow, your makeup really looks good. Or, gosh, your face is just, you know, your face is so bright. It's so, whatever. I mean, I'll take a compliment. I mean, anywhere I can get it. Won't we all? So, anyway, if you have any questions, message me. Share the video if you know anybody that's got some similar issues because they're, you know, wise beyond their years or wise equal to their years, whatever you want to call it. I don't know when I'll be back on, but probably one day this week. Hey, Jade, you'll have to catch the replay. But Caden's not in it, so you might not even want to watch. But, share the video. If you have questions, message me. If you need any products, you can message me about that too. But I'm definitely here. And again, if you have these issues, you don't have to do the whole fancy, complicated, professional makeup artist kind of whatever to get around it. There are simple, easy fixes for it. So hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully it helps somebody. Heather, you have to say that because she knows I'm really scary, y'all. She knows the real me. Which is pretty much the same me y'all see because you know just whatever comes out of my mouth. So anyway, y'all have a great week. I hope, you know, Sunday's been good to wind down and you're ready to face tomorrow, Monday. It's everybody's favorite. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great night. Love you. There's Caden. See, Jade, you popped on just in time.
Hello?
You just never know when he's going to pop up. He's like a ninja. I never even saw him come around. I don't know what that says about me as a mom. I saw him. I saw him with the eyes in the back of my head. Y'all know I did, right? All right. See you guys later in the week. Good night.